Good morning, year two. Today we're going to be looking at a new genre of writing called biographies. For this lesson, you're going to need a pencil, a piece of paper, maybe a ruler, and expect it to take a little bit longer than normal because you've got to do some research before you do your writing today. Enjoy! So in today's lesson, I thought we'd look at a new genre of writing, something called a biography. Now, a biography is a non-fiction piece of writing, and what it does is a piece of writing which tells you about someone else's life or their achievements. So we're doing some fact writing today. And I thought that I would leave it up to you to decide who you would like to write your biography about. But I thought what might be a nice idea is to pick somebody important in history. So I've got some ideas for you of some people who you might want to write about, but it's completely your choice. So you might write about Queen Elizabeth, Florence Nightingale, Mary Seacole, Rosa Parks, Christopher Columbus, Samuel Pepys, Nelson Mandela, Marie Curie, or Boudica. It's up to you. Pick one of these guys or pick somebody else. It's your choice. For the writing, though, you're going to have to do a little bit of research. So in the next bit of video, I'll show you how you might do some research and organise your research before we write our own biographies. So to do your research, it's important you ask yourself three really important questions. First of all, who you are researching, who you want to find out about. The second thing is why they are so important or what they've achieved in their life. And the third thing is any interesting facts you might want to jot down as well. So split your paper into 3 sections or copy the 3 questions down, and it will help you to organise your research about your significant person. This can be messy, this part, because it's research, it's notes, so you might want to use bullet points just to jot some ideas down. When you finish your research, press play again and I'll show you how to organise this research into the biography. So you can use the websites which I've put in the link above, or you might want to use a book or ask somebody in your family if they know any facts about this person. So before we start putting our research into a biography, I thought we'd quickly run through a success criteria of what sort of things you expect to see or include when doing this style of writing. So first of all, the structure might be a little bit different. So how it looks on the page might be a bit different, but you'll see the same sort of common things appearing. So you'll see headings and subheadings, which separate your paragraphs into sections to make it easy for the reader to read. You'll see paragraphs. You might see bullet points or numbers for facts, and you might see images. So that's for the structure. The things to include, though, obviously it's factual, it's non-fiction, so you'll see lots of statement writing. You might see some questions popped in there as well, but it's mostly going to be statements. It's written in the past tense, it's already happened. It's written in third person, so rather than write I, we write he, she, or they. It's about somebody else. You might see some adverbial starters being used, like amazingly, surprisingly, those ly words which start off our sentences. The facts are often written in chronological order, that means in time order from start of their life to the end of their life. So you might see some time conjunctions being used as well. And you're going to see a range of punctuation being used as well. So just bear this in mind as we're doing our writing today, some of the features which you could include in your own biography. Okay, so no matter what I'm doing, I need to make sure I've got a title for my biography. So my title is going to be the name of the person that I've been researching. Her name is Mary Seacole. I'm going to underline that with my ruler. Now in this first one, I'm going to show you how I might set mine out. So I might have when she was born in 1805, and she was born actually in Kingston in Jamaica. And I might have under here when she died. She died in 1881, and she died actually in London. Now I might include a picture of the lovely Mary. I might put that picture here actually, but it's up to you how you do this. It's just an idea to help you organise yourself a little bit. So I might draw myself a picture of her there. Now, the important bit to understand is why they are so important. So in your research, you did research why that person was so important. So we're going to make that our sort of key main paragraph. I'm going to call mine, Who Was She? I'm using a subheading there. I'm underlining it with a ruler. Who was she? And in here, I'm going to write this paragraph explaining who she was very briefly and why she was so important. So I might start with a rhetorical question to grab that reader's attention. So I might write something like, would you give up all your money to help others? Question mark. It's a rhetorical question. I'm asking it. Doesn't really need an answer though. Amazingly, it's adverbial starter. Mary Seacole did this. So that is briefly what she is famous for. I'm going to move on now to write a bit about her life. Now again, I can do this either like I'm going to do it now in paragraphs, or I can do it in bullet points. I'll show you in a minute. So I'm going to do a paragraph about her early life, using my subheading and my underlining. I'm going to write in here a little bit about her life, and then her most famous part of her life was the Crimean War. So I'm going to write in here a paragraph about the Crimean War. So I'll get on with that now for you. So I carry on filling in with my information about her early life and the most important part of her life, which was the Crimean War. So I wrote my facts in sentences. So I wrote, she was born in Jamaica to a Jamaican mother and Scottish father at a time when many black people were slaves. Luckily, it's an adverb starter there, she was born free and helped run a hotel with her mum for injured soldiers, where she learned all about medicine. So that's a little bit about her early life. The next paragraph is about the Crimean War. So when war broke out in Crimea, Mary offered to help, but there's a conjunction there, was rejected. At this time, black women were not treated as equals, so she was not seen as good enough to help. She did not give up and used all her savings to travel to Crimea and care for injured soldiers, so that's why she's so famous. Now I'm going to finish off my biography fact file with a sentence just talking about why I think we should remember her. So we should always remember Mary for her bravery and kindness in a difficult time, full stop. She never gave up on her dreams of helping others. So if you don't fancy writing in paragraphs like that, you haven't got to. You could always write your biography as more of a bullet point fact list. So I've still got the name of my person I've been researching, when they're born, when they died, this on their job at the top. I've still got why they're so important. That's the really important part of the biography. But I've bullet pointed it this time rather than put in a paragraph. And I've put a list of the top 8 facts about her life, but I've still written them in chronological order from beginning of her life to the end of her life there. So still in the right order, but the top facts about her life instead. So it's up to you how you want to present your information. But remember, it's a non-fiction piece of writing. And try and think about whatever one you're using some of our success criteria to help us in our writing today. So I'll be interested to find out about who you are researching about. Have fun and enjoy, and I will see you next week for something else new in our English learning. Have fun!